Social distancing measures and lockdown procedures are being put to the test this morning as the country endures a major surge of coronavirus cases. In hard-hit Florida, Disney World is going against the grain by reopening two of its Orlando area parks today. On Friday, bars in 7 Nevada counties were ordered to close again in an effort to stop the spread of the virus. Also on Friday, another single-day record was broken with more than 66,000 new cases of the virus reported. It brings the total to more than 3.1 million infections and more than 134,000 deaths. Michael George is in Garden City, New York, at a mall that just got the okay to reopen this morning. Michael, good morning.
Dana, good morning. Just yesterday, this mall reopened to the public here on Long Island. It's a step forward for New York at a time when much of the country is moving backwards, scrambling to shut down again as the virus is spreading to more than 60,000 people a day. Bars, restaurants, and the young made their way into the crosshairs of governors of southern states where the virus is surging.
This executive order will prohibit the sale of alcoholic beverages at all South Carolina restaurants and bars after 11 p.m.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster threatened to strip liquor licenses from violating proprietors. At a Kentucky test site, bartender Michael Whitler knows what can happen after 11 p.m.
Once it gets too late at night, it's just unbelievable. It's been pretty nuts, enough to make you want to go get tested.
In Tennessee, Shelby County restaurants require customers to fork over their contact information before they'll be seated. Infectious disease Dr. Manoj Jain is on the local task force that mandated the rule.
I think it's really important to have people's names and phone numbers, because if there was someone who was positive in that restaurant at the same time, then the owners can tell everyone else.
Chef and owner Michael Patrick will hang on to the information and seating charts for the better part of a month to help trace patrons who test positive.
I would hate for, God forbid, someone to get sick here, but I would feel like it was a public obligation to let people know who ate here.
For some, crowded restaurants and bars are seen as a toxic cocktail. Then, when the young are added in,
many of the young people in our state, as well as around the country, seem not to be taking the virus as seriously as they should.
For months, many young people ignored safety measures, and others politicized the pandemic. The groundwork for breaking this week's case records was laid. A record-setting 63,200 new cases in a single day on Thursday. At the end of April, the one-day record was a little over 36,000, according to Johns Hopkins University. Florida alone had 11,000 new cases Friday, while Arizona has 1 in 4 people testing positive. While this week, too, the country's 3 most populous states, Florida, Texas, and California, reported their highest single-day death tolls. With Texas hospitals filling up, the governor, slow to institute safety measures in the first place, now stands for a state that's paying the price.
Things will get worse. The deaths that we are seeing, those are people who likely contracted COVID-19 in late May.
Now, back when New York was in its darkest hour, it was other states that stepped up, sending respirators, doctors, and nurses. Now it's New York's turn to return the favor. The state is sending Florida enough of the antiviral drug Remdesivir to treat 280 patients. Michelle?
It was tough to live through, and now to watch others go through it equally as tough. Thank you, Michael.